Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Yeah, I know you saw the thumbnail. Check it out. On the side of me I got a 2014 Troy-Bilt Mustang 42-inch zero turn. Actually, this is the Troy-Bilt XP. The problem with this vehicle, I'm so used to say a vehicle, is it does not start. Don't crank, don't do nothing. So we're going to check it out and see what's going on. Coming up on Astral Auto Repairs. This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys, you're getting ready to cut your mower, and all of a sudden, now you know...
Cut my mower.
I mean, cut your grass. I messed up. Alright, so you put it all the way up in the front, you make sure your PTO is not up, make sure it's down, and you want to make sure your arms are open, because if your arms are closed, it's not going to start again. Now, go to start it, put the key in the on position, then you go nothing at all. Alright, so let's get ready to diagnose this, shut it back off, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the first thing we do, you want to make sure you grab you a multimeter, so we're going to check the voltage of the battery to make sure your battery is good. So you want to take your seat. Now your seat does not look like this. We added this seat on. This is much better. It's got shocks on it. Much better on your back and all. But either way, yeah, especially your tailbone. Either way, fold your seat over. Then you're going to have your battery right here. Your positive is going to be covered by a protector. Don't rip that off, because you're definitely going to need that in case that seat comes out. So you want to pull it off, put it back.
But you just said not to.
Not break it off, don't break it off.
Okay.
Alright, so you set your voltmeter, your multimeter is at 12 volts. Battery voltage should be about 12 volts, guys. So you hook it up positive to positive, negative to negative, and we got 12.5 volts. We definitely got enough voltage for this thing to start, but it's not starting. So, guys, the next thing you want to do is grab you a cheap little test light. You don't need nothing great, nothing expensive. Especially, you could believe Snap-on got a test light, a regular test light, and that thing's like 150 bucks. You crazy. Alright, shut this off, grab your test light, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, you got your test light. And what you're going to do here, now what we're going to do is, see this little solenoid right here? This is the starter solenoid. And what happens is you got two wires, two little wires, and then two big wires. This big wire goes right to the battery. That's battery positive. This wire goes to the starter. So if you follow it down, it goes around and it hooks up right there to the starter. So what happens is when this solenoid activates, it connects inside. It connects this big wire to this big wire and cranks it over. So we're going to check to see if this is actually working. So you take your test light. What you want to do is take your test light, put it onto the negative battery terminal. Hook it on. Now, if you're going to hit anything hot, that test light will light up. Like if I go to this, hit that, the test light lights up. Now, I can go down here and hit that. Now, the next thing we want to do is, guys, let me see if I can reach it. You see this wire right here? This is going to go into the battery. Follow this up. Go down to you can probably see it up down like that. I'm touching that wire on that side right there, and that lets me know, alright, I got a good connection going up to that starter solenoid. Then you want to go over to here to this one. Now, what you want to do is, while this is like this, now right now I got nothing, it's not lit up. When I put that key to the start position, this should light up to let me know that I got power going to there. And if I do, then I know I got a bad starter. So I put the key on and go to start it. I'm starting it and I got nothing. The next thing you want to do, guys, you got two wires right here. The green one is a ground. You got to make sure that one's ground. In order for this solenoid to activate, it's got to have a positive and a negative. And once the positive and negative is at this solenoid, it's going to connect those two. So the first thing we're going to do, check this out, guys. This time, what we're going to do is take our test light alligator clip off. We're going to put it over to positive now. Why am I doing that? That way, I'm testing ground. So anytime a ground hits this tip, it's going to light that up. Well, that paint is stopping it, but let's hit it right here. Hit to the battery and see it lights up. So the green wire is supposed to be negative. So what we're going to do is just take this and we're going to push that down. To unplug it. It's got a little rust in there too, huh? Gonna put it in there and look at that. I got ground. So I know my ground is working. Now what I'm gonna do here is connect this back, because I felt a little rusty. So I'm wondering, was it rust that just stopped me from starting it? So I'm gonna connect that back now, because now that I scraped it up from disconnecting it, we're gonna try that again. Oh, that's right. I gotta switch this back over to the negative. Now go down to the positive, and let's try it now. Nope, nothing. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is, now that we got it over there to ground, now we're gonna check this wire. This wire should be hot only when the key is in the start position. Now, if you go up here to the ignition switch, the first click is on. So let me cut it back off now. The first click is on. When you go to, just like a car, when you go over to that point, that's starting. That's the spring action right there. So when you hold it over there to that point, that wire should be hot. So let's cut this off. Let's go back over here. And now what we're going to do is this wire is actually supposed to be red, I think, because I'll see it from the weather and all. So we're going to just disconnect that one. Oh, a little rusty too. Dang, I might have to clean those up. Alright, so what we're going to do is go like that. I'm going to try to hold this up against something. Take my key. Key's in the on position. Now I'm going to go to start. Look at that. So it is working, which means I got ground and I got positive with the key in the start position to this solenoid. So that's letting me know we got a bad solenoid. So let's get us a new solenoid. We're going to go down there, get a new solenoid. We're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to replace it. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Let's get ready to change this. Now what you're going to need is a shallow 3/8 socket, 1/4 inch drive, a 4-inch or 3-inch, whatever one this is, 1/4 inch drive extension, and your 1/4 inch drive ratchet. The solenoid is held on by 2 screws. I don't know if you can see them inside there. 1 and 2. So let's go over here to the most hardest one first, the inside. I'm going to do this without even removing the battery. So we're going to go there. Take that one out, and then we're going to go around here and take this one out. Alright, so let's get those out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the last screw out. And guys, one thing I did forget, which is very important. Before you even start this, disconnect your negative terminal on the battery. And that one's more like, that's like a 10 or 11. Okay, 7/16 on 11 millimeter. I'm just going to loosen that up. And you don't have to disconnect the positive, just the negative. Take that terminal off. And as I've always told you with cars, just don't leave it there, because it will snap back into place. So make sure you tuck that down to the side. Alright, now we got our solenoid loose. Bring your solenoid out. Bring it up. Now what you can do right now is disconnect your 2 wires over here. Let me see there. Disconnect the 2 wires. green and red. And then we're going to turn it over, and you're going to have two nuts right there. Let's see, look like a, maybe a 10.
It's 11.
10. Son of a biscuit. Okay, it's a 7/16. Or 7/16.
What? Or what?
It's a 7/16.
Or 11.
All right, so you got your 7/16 socket, quarter-inch drive, and you go ahead, or 11.
Yeah.
And you go ahead and you loosen these both up. All right, so you take both of those nuts off, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, got both the nuts off. Got both my wires. Now, what I'm gonna do here? Here's my new solenoid right here. Let's take these. Should have took those off first. Take the old nuts and lock. Guys, these come with lock washers, so you want to make sure that you put those back, because you don't want those nuts loosening off and coming off. This one, you notice, this one don't have lock washers, because if you notice inside the nut, you see like a little white in there. That's a nylon. And what that does is, that's like, these are considered lock nuts. So that nylon grabs onto the studs and it won't let the nut turn. Alright, so let's get that. Let's pull off both our wires. Alright. Let's hook up this one. Let's get these wires out of the way. Hook up this one and hook up this one. Just like that. Grab your lock nut, lock washer, and then your nut. Put it on, start off by hand by a couple of threads to make sure you're not cross threading it. And then let's go over here and do this other one. Okay, you can see right here better. Bad thing. Dang it. Son of a biscuit, man. That thing is what?
It's probably on the. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I see it too.
Get the magnet.
Man, the magnet's way across the street.
You can't stick your hand in there. Use your little pokey thing.
She said use a little pokey thing. Biscuit, I had it. Get out of my way, Sylvia.
I'm not in your way.
All right.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. All right, let's... Emmett, what are you doing?
You pushed me out of the way.
All right, let's get the lock washer on.
Don't drop it.
I should drop it. Let's get the nut on by a couple threads, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys. Then you want to take your 7/16 socket. You want to make sure
11 millimeter.
And make sure both wires are going out that way. And you want to use this to just bring it in a little bit more. Now this part, guys, is very important because you don't want to break that solenoid. That's all you want to do is go till it stops, and then a little bit more. That's it. Alright, and again, make sure the wires are facing outward on you. This one's not. Alright, let's get this one tightened up. Okay. Bend the wires, bring it back down into place. Just turn it over. Now, we're going to connect our two wires right here. Green goes over here. And that's all we have to do. Just plug that up. And
okay, let's see where green goes. Thank you.
And positive goes...
Or red.
Red goes right there. Alright, now, putting these screws back in. This part it's a little tricky because the screws are underneath here. So what you want to do is do this one first. Then what you want to do is take your extension. Well, these are 10? Yeah, 10. Get you a, yeah, grab you a leaf or something. Break a piece off. Put the bolt on it. And stick it in just like that. See, that way it holds it in place. And then what you do is, oh man, yeah, back up. Oh, jeez. All right, line it up. Put the screw in there and turn that in. Take it off. Now you got one lined up already. Now the other one in here, do the same thing. Okay, the leaf is still in there. So make sure I get that in there. Dang it. This ain't holding on too much anymore. Okay, then this one's a little difficult one. And if you're not comfortable with this right here, this is where you're gonna have to, you should take out the battery. I can't see what that is. And while I'm over here, get my ratchet. Heck is your dog eating?
No, he's not eating it. He's tearing it up.
And tighten that up. Again, go till it stops, and then a little bit more. Okay, till it stops, and a little bit more. All right, let's get the other one tightened up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got that one tightened up. Cool. Put our positive cover back on. Then we take our nut and bolt, hook back up the negative. Alright, let's get that tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright. There we go, guys. Let's get this out of the way. Make sure it's got the choke is up, the button is down. Let's try it. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. I know how to start this thing.
Obviously.
Perfect, guys.
Emma said, good job, Daddy. Now we can go for a ride.
Job well done. Take your tools out of there. Fold your seat back, and you're ready to go cut some grass. Now, just in case, you guys, now you can use this solenoid for a lot of vehicles, but this is the ones with mowers. This is it. Extends, and there's the part number. All right, good job. We'll be right back.
All right, so today we showed you how to check a no start on a, I think it was 2014
Yeah, that sounds good.
Troy-Bilt 42-inch
XP, that's an XP.
Mustang zero turn. Okay, and in this case it turned out to be the starter solenoid. So then we showed you how to replace it. But if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@AstralAutoRepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from AstralAutoRepairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.